Hey, everybody. It's your lovely Lotus Blossom Lizzie. And we are going to be making some buttons today. Some paper buttons. Oh, let me turn my other light on. Hold on. She's never prepared. Never prepared. Hi, Penny. Thanks for coming on. I'm happy to see you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And of course, it just starts raining. So hopefully my feed will be okay. But I'm going to pull this down a little bit and I'm going to show you what I got going today. But before we get started, I always like to say that if you love junk journal videos like I do, then you want to make sure that you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up before you leave. You can do that now, during, or after. I would greatly appreciate it. And you can also head over to our junk journal group, which is Junk Journal Buddies, and the link is in the description below. So this is a very easy project that we're going to be doing. And yes, I agree with you, Penny. I like it when it rains. I like the rain. I don't even mind being out in the rain because I know when the rain comes, rain brings life. So that's always nice. My grass loves it. You know, it washes things off. It kind of cleanses things. So I think rain is nice. I like it. Okay. So this is going to be this is like a very, very easy project. And I always say it's not a tutorial. And but I'm just going to show you what I'm doing because really, if I made this a tutorial, you all, it would take me like about 2 minutes to show you what I did. And I spent a lot of time today just trying to make these circles right here. And the reason is because, y'all, I didn't have like a 1-inch punch to do this. So I wanted to do it on my brother's scan and cut. And my scan and cut just wasn't acting right for me. And what I figured out was it was my mat. You know, the scan and cut, if you have a good mat, life is nice. If your mat is crappy, life is very frustrating. Let's just put it that way. But I still love the scan and cut. We have a love-hate relationship. Hi, Lynn and Chris and Barb. Hello. Oh, you love buttons? Y'all, I never did buttons before, and I swear to God, I know y'all think I'm joking, but I was dreaming about paper buttons. I didn't see any videos. I was just dreaming about paper buttons, so I knew that's what I would be doing today is paper buttons. So Lynn says she loves the rain too, and the thunder and the lightning. Well, I don't know about the thunder and the lightning because down here, the thunder is crazy. It's crazy loud, and it shakes the house and stuff most of the time. But I don't mind the rain. All right, so let me get closer so you all can, well, I think you all can see. So I did these buttons a few different ways. I was just kind of playing around with them, basically. And some of them I just used some thread. I poked some small holes in this one here. There we go. So I poked some small holes into this one. And I just put some like embroidery thread through it because I have like a ton of it, which you will see. And this one, I kind of crisscrossed and kind of did that. And this is what the back looks like. And this is the back of this one. And I used some old book pages. I used some cardstock. And I don't know if you all can see. On this one, you probably can't see the shininess on it that well. Try not to get too close, but... And then this one, I added a button on top, a real button on top of the paper button. I still have to go around the edges because you can still kind of see the white. And I also used some stamps on this too. So you can see like the little heart stamp on there. Hi, LL and Junk Journals. Hey. And Mouse. Hey, Mouse. Haven't seen you in a while. Missed you over here. And here's another one. This was a little bit wonky, but I still like the way it came out. See how shiny it is? I used some decoupage on those particular buttons. On this one, I use just enamel dot. And I used another button on top of this. I didn't put a string in there. And that's what the back looks like. I just used some cardstock on those. And you can kind of see how shiny these are because I used the decoupage. And then I wanted to do somewhere I didn't have to do anything at all, and I wrote on it. So I took my staplers out and I just wrote on the button. I still like the way that looked too. And then on this one, I just used like a staple. I did like a big paper button and a small paper button, and I use a staple. There you can see the staple, and that one's kind of shiny as well. And here's another one. It has some holes in it because I figure I could leave some plain and not put holes in them, put holes in them. This one I just did this one, so it's still kind of the glue might still be a little bit wet and it has sequins on it. So I think I'm gonna add another piece of sequins there, and then go around the edges. And so these are like some real sturdy buttons, y'all. Because once I put that decoupage on there, can you hear that? I'll be able to keep these probably until the beginning, to the end of time. Hey, Livy's and Linda. Okay, so to begin, let's move these out the way. And there was like I said, I don't have a 1-inch punch, and these were just like the perfect size. So I have like this little punch, and it made like this little circle on the inside, and then I have like a gargantuan punch, but I didn't have a 1-inch punch, so I punched a whole bunch of these in advance, basically. So I punched those in advance, but I'm going to kind of show you what I did to make these. So hold on. Let's see. All right, have to go into my my bin. Let me just pull that up. Fix this. Okay. So I have to go in here, and I just pulled out a book page, and you kind of have to be careful like what kind of book pages you use, because the ones that I originally used, they were kind of brittle, and so I tried to cut those on my scan and cut, and my scan and cut just kind of ate the pages. Hi, Carla. They ate the pages up. So on this one, what I did was, y'all know I'm never prepared, but I have things close to me. Okay, so what I did was I took out my alcohol markers that I don't use enough, and I just took, because I was being lazy, I thought about using like watercolors to do this, but I was like, I'm just gonna use these. And so I just did like a few lines, like so. Oh, you said go widescreen? Oh, you mean like get closer? Okay, I'll get a little closer for y'all, because I get it. I'll get a little bit closer, but I don't want it to be too close where it's awkward, so. Okay. Let me see, I gotta get the focus right. Alright, so I just used some different colors here. Hey, Carla. Did I say hi? I said hey to you, Carla. I did. And I tried to use some colors that you can kind of see through also. So I just did like a few little lines of the alcohol markers, because the pages, they suck that up quite nicely. And there's like an orangey color. And it's really even no big deal if you miss a few spots. It kind of adds character. Let's use this pink. Let's see. I guess you could use like some complementary colors. I don't feel like pulling out the color wheel, so you know, we get what we get when it comes to this. Yeah, those brittle pages, you have to watch out for them. But you know, when I made the after I got some of the circles made, they were okay because I was layering them with some other stuff anyway, so they worked out. But yeah, they fall apart quite easily. So you definitely can't like use them as pages in a book. It just doesn't work out like that. All right, and let's do the red here. So if we were doing Christmas, we could just do the red and the green and it would be beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Y'all, I keep my markers in. See, I got this at Walmart. This is my favorite drink, peach iced tea. So I keep all my markers and my pencils in these containers. They're perfect. And I put them in a drawer. So we have a rainbow of colors. And let me get my scissors. So I don't really want the edges of this. So I'm going to kind of cut those off. Not going for perfection. Y'all know how we roll around here. There's no perfection here. Hey, Rachel. Okay. So now what I would do is I would put this onto my scan and cut and I will let it cut the circles. But since, you know, there's no place on this desk where I could put my scan and cut for y'all to see. So I'm gonna, but I do need like some smaller circles. And even though they're kind of gonna be a little psychedelic, let's cut a few little circles and see what happens is you get like two colors instead of one, which makes it a little bit more interesting. And yes, they are bright, but you can use your vintage photo to knock the colors back some. So I'm just going to do some of these little colors. And these might look good on like a summery cardstock also. And then, yeah, I could keep this right here. Isn't that kind of cute? That's like a cute little border piece. Look, I have my, I got my journal up here. Let me pull that back up so you can see. And let's open this up and let me see. Let me just find a page that I could use that on. That's why you got to keep everything. At least that's my story anyway. Like, I'm keeping everything. Let's see. If I was going to put this someplace, where would I put you at? I would put it like someplace like that, which is kind of cool. Let's just do that. Let's put it on here. Get some of this and let me see if I can reach my glue. Uh-oh. This glue, almost out on that glue. I don't feel like struggling with that one. Oh, let's get this. Well, thank you, LL. All right, so let's turn this over and... So, of course, since I have the Brother Scan and Cut, I can make like a gazillion of these circles. So, if you need a gazillion circles, go over to pleasantcreation.com. And while you're there, you can pick up all your ephemera and journal needs, to include journals as well. All right. Shameless plug. All right. So that can stay on there. And of course, this wasn't a junk journal with me, but I just happened to have my book on my desk. So, you know. Isn't that cute? Makes a nice little touch. Okay. Out the way. All right. So let's get our colors back here. And if you have some other kind of punches, if you have some small ones, I don't have any small punches. You can punch out if you have like small butterflies or something like that. You could do that too. And then you get like You get those two colors. So that's kind of cool. I like that. All right, I'm just going to do, well, it doesn't take me that long to do these. And if you don't use them now, you can use them later. And, you know, you can just do all the different colors. I didn't do this one as nicely as the other one, but I could put that in my book too. So we'll just hold on to that. So my book is going to have a bunch of these little colored strips in here. See, it's a twofer. Y'all got a twofer today. How to make some borders and how to make some buttons. You get a twofer. So how was you all's weekend? I had a good weekend. I had my granddaughter on Saturday again. I'm not keeping her this Saturday though, because you know, it's time for me to have my empty nest weekend. I had her for 3 weeks. And we had a lot of fun though. She's so cute. I love my little babies. All right, see, we got another one. I'm gonna keep that one. All right, so now we have a bunch of teeny tiny ones that we can use on the bigger ones that we did. We'll see how the colors match because I was just, you know, just kind of showing you. And also, what I did too, after I put the markers on there, I took a stamp. I took this little heart stamp, which I should have showed you all. I took this little heart stamp and I stamped all over the paper, and then I punched these out. So you can stamp on your papers as well first. All right, let's get to making some buttons. Okay, so this is Perta Easy, and I'm going to use my Aleene's Tacky Glue. Earlier, I did use my Decoupage, and this is Decoupage Matte, because I kind of like the matte color better than the glossy color. But for this job, I think I might have liked the glossy. I don't know. But I got the matte, and I used the matte, but it's a little messy when you have something so small, so I decided to I won't say downgrade, but I decided to use the Aleene's Tacky Glue. So I'm just going to take one of, this is from cardstock. So I did quite a few pieces of cardstock. Y'all must have like 1,000 pieces. I went overboard. And I just put some glue on here. And then I also have like some plain white cardstock. You could use like junk mail or something to punch yours if you have a punch. But remember, I didn't have a punch. So I just wanted to just do a whole bunch of these dots. Like, I would say quickly, but technically it took me like all day to get these doggone things. Because again, me and my mats, we have a love-hate relationship. Hey, boo-boo. And Shalasha. I hope I said your name right. Oh, no, your youngest just moved back. Those doggone kids. They always come back, don't they? And sometimes they come back with extras. And my grandma said they used to come, and sometimes they come back with the tail. That would be their kids. So then you get to have them all the time. All right, so there's a button. I guess I could straighten it up a little bit. So that's one right there. So it doesn't look like much right now. So we're just going to put that to the side momentarily and do a few more of these. So this is definitely a TV time mindless task because I was watching reruns of the Orville. I love the Orville, y'all, because y'all know I'm a Trekkie. So if you're a Star Trek fan, then you probably like the Orville as well. Do I have any more Star Trek fans out there? Love Star Trek. It's my favorite. I've seen all the Star Trek movies. I've seen all of the Star Trek series like a gazillion times. Shayla. Oh, okay. Shayla. Got it. No tail. No tail. That's good. Then your home will still be relatively quiet. I had one that came home with a tail. That would have been slim, but then they moved out again. And they're gone. I kind of miss them. Kind of is the operative word. All right, so on this one, so yes, this is less messy than the Mod Podge for sure. Mod Podge is messy. But I'm still getting some stuff on my nails. So even if I have like a little bit of an overlap around these, I'm going to use some vintage photo on them. So, and they come out to be very sturdy. So I'm actually using 4 pieces. So like in this case, I'm going to use a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to use, this is a book page, and then I'm going to just use like 2 like filler pieces is what I call it. And then I'll have 4 pieces, and then these pieces make some really sturdy pieces. So Barb says she loves Star Trek movies, love the Orville. You wish it would stay on longer. I know. I love it. And last year I was waiting for the Orville to come back on like in October. They didn't come back on until January. So I tried to look up and see when they were coming back, but I guess I didn't look hard enough. I probably could have found out, but I don't know. Y'all, we went to see the movie with Brad Pitt in it, Ad Astra. For one thing, I should have known by that name. It's like, who's going to know that name? Well, I'm just going to tell y'all, if I say a movie is bad, then you might not want to go see it, because I'm like the most optimistic person in the world when it comes to movies, and that movie was horrible. I was like, that was a waste of my time. I should have got up and left. It was so boring. I was so disappointed. So I'm not going to see Brad no more. And they had like a bunch of stars in that movie, and they all had little teeny tiny parts. It was so ridiculous. We could have been doing something else. All right, so that's that button. So I'm just gonna sit here and make a few buttons. Well, I guess I have to trick them out a little bit before we go off. But we got plenty of time here. So Boo Boo says she liked the original Star Trek. Me too. I watched that one too. Y'all, I almost cried when Leonard Nimoy passed away. I loved him. He seemed like he was such a nice guy. It's like he was like part of my family. Y'all can knock these out really quick. Give me another white one. I got a lot of shadows going today. It's a shadow. I don't have my lights upright. And I did like the update over on Facebook in the Facebook group. And dang on it, if that thing was still wasn't rotated right, I'm gonna get it right eventually. Oh my goodness, Boo Boo Kitty said the last movie she went to in the theater was the Rugrats movie. Girl, that was a long time ago. My kids were little in. And we had that movie on a VHS tape. I do believe. I like Vikings too. I'm behind though. The Vikings. I like the barbarian men. They're hot. They're hot. Can't be helped. All right. Let's see, I'm going to have glue all over my hands again, but you know, you win some, you lose some when it comes to the glue. Let's use some book page. Let's do 2 book pages on this. I think I used all of this book page up already, because you can make them really fast. Really, really, really fast. All right, let's do one of these. But I don't have anything special for the rest of the week, so that was my weekend. My custody weekend and the movie. And then I just hung out with my family. That's the fun part. I love hanging with my family. I'm a family girl. If I had to hang out with somebody, may as well be them. Alright, so there's another one, and that one has like some words on the back. And, or I can make that the front, which I probably will, because probably the back of these won't even be seen, but I was thinking about, you can make like paper clips out of these as well. Ooh, I don't know. I hope he doesn't kill the sun. Alright. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start making some stuff now. Well, I'm gonna start at least putting some decoupage on, because it takes a few moments for it to dry. I try not to put too much on it, so let's move on to the next step here. If I can find some more white pieces. I know I have some. Because I want to give them like a good thickness. So I want the back and the front to be nice, because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Alright. So let's work with what we got here, these few pieces. So what I think I want to do, let's see how these will look with some colors. I'll stick some of these colored ones on. Put that there. Let's come down a little closer so you all can see. So these buttons are kind of small. All right, and like I said, they're bright, but I can knock the colors back a little bit. Of course, or I can use something else, but I'm being lazy at this moment. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. All right, got some atlas paper out, and I'm gonna punch some of these. For like my secondary colors. Put one there, and turn this over. What if we put that one there? It'd be kind of interesting. All right, let's put those over to the side over there. Okay, and because there's just so many ways that we can do this. All right, so let me just glue these little spots on these. Just put a little dab of glue and try to get it in the middle. I know that doesn't always happen. And do this one. Put a little dab of glue. Thanks, Junkin' Journals. Junkin' Journals, you sound like you have a YouTube channel. That sounds like a YouTube channel name. I have to check you out. All right, let's put some on this one. Y'all, like I said, this is definitely a TV time activity. You're welcome, Linda. I know these are hard to see because they're like so far, they're so small. All right, so now the next thing I'm gonna do, get down, people get down. All right, I could have used a glue stick to do that too. Put those down. All right, so I'm gonna use my used deli sheet here, and I'm gonna go ahead and give these some decoupage love to keep everything. Actually, how about we give it some, we're gonna give it some distressed ink love first. And hopefully we won't move stuff around too much. You can see how it's changing. And I guess I should have did the little dots first too, and then glued them down, but oh well. So now it has a vintagey look. Do the front and the back. Yeah, it does fade into the background if you don't do the around the edges. I forgot though. I forgot like this one too. Oh well, you win some and you lose some. Even with like all four of these pieces on here, it's already kind of hard, so it's not gonna bend. But I'll still be able to punch some holes. See how bright that is? See how bright that is? All right, let's do this one. Y'all, I never made these before, but I think I'm on the right track. But I'm welcome to tips. You can give us all some tips on this. Y'all know me. Could have put some music pages on here. I guess I could have did like some really teeny tiny collaging. I do have some collage paper I could do some circles with. So maybe I'll try that and see how that looks. That would add some interest. Yeah, I should have did collage papers. Too late. Too late. Y'all could use these little medallions just like they are. How many of these would I put in a journal? I would just like keep them on hand, and just whenever I felt like it, I would just stick them in there. Full show. I was playing around with them a little bit earlier, but I didn't put any in my journal yet. Because these are relatively flat penny, so they won't add too much bulk at all. And I want to keep them like that. Now the ones that I put like the buttons on, it'll add a little bit of bulk, but it's still kind of flat, so I think it will be okay. So these are like perfect for your junk journals. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go up some or else I'm gonna poke you in the eye with my paintbrush here. Let me just get the water out my paintbrush here, and I have my decoupage. Yeah, I try not to get any decoupage around the edges because it just makes it hard to open. I was using like a wax paper to over the edges, but it was still kind of messy like that. So now I'm just gonna like put a thin layer of decoupage on all of these, and it should dry relatively quickly. So let me make sure we are in focus. Okay, so I got it on that one, and I don't want it sticking to the paper, so let me move that out the way. And I'm trying not to put too much on here, just enough to cover my fingernail and everything else. Move that over. Next, I like putting this on at this point because when I get ready to punch the holes and stuff and put the strings and stuff in there, I won't have to worry. Put a little more on here. Now if you had like the shiny decoupage, you definitely would be able to see it. Ooh, the rain's coming down. It's gonna rain on your head. Y'all, what movie is that from? Let's see if anybody knows what movie that's from. It's gonna rain on your head. I know it sounds like a simple statement, but if you're a fan of this movie, you will know what it is. It's time to name that movie. You know how you have like name that tune? Name that movie. Okay, so y'all have to give this a little bit of time to dry, and then I have to do the back part. Alright, put that back in the water so it won't get hard, and then I'll do a few more buttons while I'm waiting for these to dry a little bit, because it doesn't seem like they'll dry, but they will. But we might as well do some more while we're waiting. We're going to wait patiently. And while we're waiting, we're going to start constructing some more buttons. Y'all, this is just as the Penny got it, the color purple. Y'all remember where I was at when I saw that? I saw it in a little movie theater in Germany. The Color Purple. I saw that movie like a million times too. My mother hates that movie because it's about an abused woman. It's like we don't even think about that. It's like that's how it was back in those days. But she's right. The movie is about an abused woman. The Color Purple. It's messed up. All right. Looking at them, y'all, think I can already flip them over like pancakes. Give them some love on the other side. Now, I'm not even using a lot of glue on these. You probably don't even need to put the decoupage on there, to be honest with you. Alright, so let's see, this is dry enough for me to do the other side. That's why I put just a thin coat on these so I could work with them. That one's still a little wet. So let's get our decoupage out again. And get my paintbrush out. Get some of that water out. And just see how much glue I'm putting on there, just a tad. All right. All right, move that over. Uh-oh. Out the way. Get her little tad of glue. Give it a nice little coating. I just like the way it feels. It has a leather feel when you put the decoupage on it, so that's nice. Put you over there. See, now the next time I do these, I'll probably have like some small die cuts like the butterflies, maybe flower or something. That would be a nice button, huh? I know I'm gonna see some buttons in the group now. Let's see those buttons in the group. So again, if you're not part of the group, you should be, because you'll get to see some fantastic projects. All right, and then this one is the last one. Give it a little treatment. All right. Okay. Move those out the way. And then once those dry, just give it a few minutes and we can work with it. So while I'm waiting, I'm being patient, I'm just going to stack some more. Gotta stack, stack, stack. And I should have a whole heap of buttons. Because that's how we roll, y'all. We roll with a whole heap. And probably the next time I do paper clips, these will be included too. I can make some paper clips out of these really easily. Let's put one of these red pieces on here. A little dot. Move over. Red Rover, Red Rover. Tell Penny to move over. You remember Red Rover? We had so many outside games that we played. Kids don't play outside no more. Hey, Amy. How you doing? Journal, buddy. We are doing some buttons on this nice rainy day. I knew it was going to rain eventually today because I went to the post office to drop some packages off. And it was like the sky was blue and the clouds were looking nice and friendly, but there was no sun. It was like overcast. And y'all saw this car. It was turned upside down in a ditch. The accident had just happened too. I was surprised the police let me by. Thanks, Linda. Alright, you move over there. Okay, let's see. I think we can work with these now. They're kind of dry, so See, that's what that one looks like so far. So let's see, what are we gonna do to this one? I think for this one, I have my jar of vintage buttons, which y'all have tons of vintage buttons, and I have some listed over at Pleasant Creations as well. So if y'all need some buttons, I got buttons. So let's see. That's gonna cover the whole thing up, so I don't want to do that. How about I have some more enamel dots. I hardly ever use these things, so this is like the perfect job for these. So for this one, I'm just gonna stick the enamel dot on it, and that one is basically done. And you know what else I thought about doing, but it would take me a little bit of time to do it, is like to punch holes all the way around and then do like some threading through it. That would look good too. Maybe on a bigger button. Alright, so this one is essentially finished. Let's do this one here, and on this one it's still a little sticky. So we'll let that go. This one's probably a little sticky. Needs a little bit more time. Alright, so on this one, now, to punch the holes, I actually used my We Are Memory Keepers eyelid punch to do it, and I used the 1/8, but the hole to me was just humongous. Like, see, that's the hole. And I didn't want the holes to be that big. So, I got my needle out, and I think this is like a quilting needle. So, I am going to just punch my holes. I'm just going to eyeball them. I'm going to do 2 holes in here. And try not to bend it up too much. And try not to stab myself at the same time. Because, you know, that's kind of important. And it probably would be good if I had something up under here. But I think it's going to be alright. And I go all the way through, even though there's nothing on here. And the hole is a lot smaller and more workable, in my opinion. And let's see, let's do another hole here. And the decoupage is not yet cured yet, so this is still kind of soft and easy to work with. Maybe too soft. Okay, so I just got 2 holes in here. So I have y'all look. Look at that. Y'all know where I got this from, right? Can you guess where I got this from? So I'll use some of this since I already have this out. And I'm just going to take 2 strings here. Let's see if I can stick both of these through at the same time. I'm using 2 threads, just so to have a little bit more thickness. I told y'all I never did buttons before, so these buttons are kind of wonky. So I'm going from the front, because this is going to be the front of my button, because I want the string to stick out in the front, and then go back up. Trying to stay in camera and see at the same time. Y'all know I got old lady eyes. Go back, and this needle is like humongous. I probably could use a smaller needle, but you know, I like the big needle because it's easy to thread. But when you get to this part, gotta make sure I don't pull it out. Alright, so now yeah, I just messed it up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Call the technical police, because she messed it up. She messed it up. And she got to start all over again. And that's your musical interlude for today, folks. tried to go through there twice. Okay. Let's try not to pull everything out this time. All right. And if I cut this longer, I would have been able to maybe even put a bow in here. But since I have fat fingers, I don't think that's going to happen. But we can probably get a knot. That's the part that takes the longest stringing this. We got buttons for dinner. We got buttons for dinner. Here we go. Now. Alright, so I'm just going to cut some of this off because we don't need all of this. Alright, so that's that one. So this one has a little stringage, which is nice, and then I can glue this down to a page. So that would look nice. Now I'll show you one thing that I know that I'm going to use this for. Let me pull this up some. Let's pull the woman overboard out. And let me find the page here that I want to use one of my buttons on. I got distracted for a moment in my mind. Okay, so I have like these envelopes and they're open. So I can take my button, take like this button right here and glue this down just like I would glue like this right down here and glue the button on. And now I can open this up and secure it. And it's pretty flat, so it's not going to add a lot of bulk. And actually, it fits good on this page, too. So y'all know where this button is going to. I just have to make sure I put a lot of glue on here so it sticks. I probably would use, like, some double stick tape. I think that will work good. Let's do it. Let's use some double stick tape. Let's see. I'll use some skinny pieces. Even though this is not completely dry, but it might hold. I'm gonna use double stick tape and some glue. How about that? Because it's gonna need more than that. Make sure it stays down. See if the double stick tape is gonna stay. There we go. And I'm gonna put some glue on here also. Put the glue right down here. I'll put a nice glob too. And then put this right here. Oh, it's stuck. Because it has that double stick tape on there too. Then all I have to do is stick that in, wham, and pull it open and close. So there's a use for your button right there. If anybody wants to know. Oh, and look, and I got that little piece over there too. So that's cute. So I just need a little button right there too. All right, so let's put this over here. All right, so back to these. And okay, so I'm gonna do the sequence thing on here. So I have some sequins out. I only have a few colors of sequins. So let's see. Let's do something with a little bit more. Oh man, I'm getting sequins all over the place. I try not to. All right, where are you? There's a lot of stuff going on this desk. A lot of stuff. Here's some loose pieces. I'm just gonna grab some loose pieces. Some already popped out of here. They're easier to pick up with the tweezers. Okay, so I'm going to, not on that one, this one, because he's kind of plain. So I'm going to put some I don't want too much. Just a little dot of glue. And then let's bring that back down. I know y'all definitely can't see what I'm doing on this. Alright, so we put a little bit of glue. And then put my little sequence on. Y'all see how the glue is coming up through the hole? It's like a little eyeball. And then let's put some more on here. Try not to put it too close, but I can't help it. I'm at an odd angle. Let's put this on here. Push it down. Trying to push it down without touching the glue, because the glue will kind of dry, kind of clear. See, like I have this one. You can't see it, but they did the same thing, which that one needs some more sequence as well. So let's put some more sequence on here. Uh-oh. Too much glue. I'm concentrating, y'all. I'm concentrating. So it's almost like a little sequency flower. We got a specific color on that one, so this one, not so much. Let's do another dot over here. I'm trying not to stick the tweezers into the glue. In order for me not to do that, I have to take my time, or else it's going to be a hot mess. A hot mess button. Alright, let's put another one over here on this side. That sequence was all over my desk, but I done cleaned that up. Alright, so that's like a little flower, so we definitely have to give that some time to dry. And let's finish this one as well. It needs like about 2 more. Dip in here. One, and oops, come here. 2. I think 2 should be enough. Yeah, I drew on this one too. I don't know if y'all can see around the sides. I drew some stitching on it. So if you don't have, I don't think I would do a sewing machine. These are too small to be trying to mess with on the sewing machine. So the whippersnapper didn't get to come out today. Alright, so you can see on this one, see where it has like the white dots coming through and the other ones don't? That's because they dried already and they're nice and clear. Alright, so those go over to the side. Alright, so let's see. Let's take this one and before we get to that one, let's take a small button. And what I'm going to do is pull this up some, y'all, because the camera is really in my way. Alright, so I'm going to go into my little box here and I am going to do like this blue here. And let's cut this about right half. Should be fine. I just need 2 pieces because these are like they're wound like maybe 6 threads all together. Let me see if I can use a shorter needle because that needle is like super short. Hey, lovely. Oh. Get together, people. Get it together. With my gluey fingers. Alright, so y'all, I'm not going to try to go through this whole thing. I'm just going to go through this only and make it look like it's sewn on. Uh-oh. It won't go through there. The hole is too small for this needle. So how about we find another one and go through. Because I don't want to find a smaller one. A smaller, a smaller needle. And these are not super sharp needles either, so thank goodness. I want to kill myself. Alright, so let's tie this in a knot. And let's tie you again. This is just easier than doing a bow. Alright, and then let's cut this off and cut you off. And now I'm just going to glue this onto this one. You will get, yeah, I've never tried to sew sequins before, so I don't even know how that would come out. So I agree with you, Boo Boo Kid. It's too small. I have to draw the line somewhere. I like sewing, but I'd have to draw the line. All right, so now it looks like that's, oh, I know that's hard for y'all to see. Now it looks like it's sewn on. And you can see the glue coming up through the holes, but that's going to disappear. So, and it's still relatively flat. So that'll still be perfect inside of a journal. I got to get some of this glue off my hands. It's yucky. It's gross. All right, I refuse to take a wet wipe out though. All right, so this one, let's stick some holes in here. Let's see, we did, I don't know what else I thought about doing. Just making this like a little teeny tiny tag. You could stamp like a number or a letter or something on here. I'm just gonna make it into a tiny tag and try not to catch my finger, because where I'm putting this at is kind of a little crazy. I'm just going to put one hole in here. I don't know, I just had the urge to make a tag. A little tiny tag. So we got our little hole in here. Y'all can see that in my button. So really what we're making is like little medallions, because you can use them for anything. Hey Brenda, you can use them to make tags. So I'm just taking one of these little pins, and voila, this can hang off. Okay, so let's see where we're gonna put this at. an idea. Let me move this stuff out the way because those are kind of drying. And got my book, and since we're on this page right here, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it on this tab. Put it closer to the top. Because y'all know I like little dangly things hanging out of my journal. See, now I have a little tag. Dun, 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 right there. With all the rest of my stuff on the side. Some of the stuff is hanging on the inside right now. But yeah, that adds a little bit of a variety to the outside. Can y'all see that? Oh, maybe if I do it this way. So there it is right there. So you can do your little button and put it there. Hey, Sharon. You're sitting still for a moment. I hear you. Ooh. Get back over there. You're not dry yet. Let's see, where are we for time? I need to move this little tag over. All right, let's see. Oh, we're over hour. Okay, so these are not done. So let's look at what we've done, because we can still use these. Let me just take this. It's kind of a distraction. Since we have surpassed our hour. Okay, so let me find them all here. That one there. See, these are really easy. You don't need a sewing machine to do this. All you need is some glue and some punches. If you have the punches. I didn't have the punches, so I had to actually use my scan and cut for this particular size. And that worked out well once I got it going. Let's see. Got this. Got that one. That one. That one. That one. I think I'm going to do one more thing. Put these buttons back in my jar. Okay, let's see. Let's play with this one. Okay, I got my Stetlers out here because they're like really good markers. So let's see. Before I go, I'm just going to play around with this last one. Let's take the screen out. Let's pull this back down. And so, since we're not doing like the for real stitching, we can just go around and make some stitch marks. I still have to go around this with Vintage Photo though. And then what I did, you can do like some faux holes, or I can do this and then punch holes through that still. And that'll be like the outline of my holes. Like that. Da, 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 da. And I have a button. And then I can take my needle and I can go through the center of these. Let's see if I can do this on the camera. It's hard to do like this, but I can't. I will poke you all in the eye if I did it any other way. If I had my thimble, maybe. Let me use this. There we go. Go all the way through. Do this one the same way. You're staying silent. It's okay. You can be silent. So now this has holes that I can put some. Like I said, I was going to use like the We Are Memory Keepers hole punch to do this, but the holes was too big, so that's why I didn't do it. Oh, Brenda asked, she said use the crocodile to poke the holes. That's why I don't poke the holes with it, because the holes are bigger than I want them to be. This one I use the crocodile on, and that's the small holes. And look how big those holes are. Okay, let me see if I can get the focus a tad bit better. There you go. See how big those holes are? I didn't want the holes to be that big, so that's why I didn't use it. So I used the needle to do it instead. And see, I got little holes. And then I'll just go ahead and I'll thread these later. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I don't know, it looked goofy to me. The holes look goofy. Alright, so let's take a peek at everything that we did. So that's our one with the goofy holes in it. And this is one that I used the alcohol inks on as well. Let's see. How close can we get? Let's see. Get the shadow. Right, there we go. Take my glasses off so I can see. So this is the one with the goofy holes. This one just had one hole in it. And I also stamped on this. So this was a book page. I used the alcohol marker and I did the hole punch on that and both sides. And I still have to go around the sides here to get rid of that white. Same thing with this one. I didn't do anything to this one. And y'all look, that's cute, huh? I could use it just like this. It does have the decoupage on it so you can see the shininess. So I like that shininess. Not too shiny, that's the matte decoupage. And then this one doesn't have any strings in it, but I like this too, where I put a button on top of there. Yes, I intend to put some string through the goofy holes. Maybe some yarn, because those holes are big enough for some yarn. And then here's another one where I put like a small little a small piece on top of a larger piece. And then we put some string through the holes there. Oh yeah, or twine. That would be good. Yeah, I got twine. I could use that. And then this one, I kind of went like in a triangle on this one. I was experimenting. Why the hole? You mean, oh, are you talking about this one, Penny? If you're asking about this one because it has like one hole in it, you could put a brad through it. So I didn't take out any brads, but you could put a brad through this one. And you know how like the envelopes have like the something like this on it, and they have brads in them to hold them onto the paper, and then you take the string and you go around it like that. That's this one right here, if that's what you're asking. And then we have this one that has the thanks, Amy. Okay, yeah, you could do the brad with the one hole, because I don't think you could do anything else with the one hole. And this is the enamel dot. So it's not too big. Y'all, I have put staples in this and I changed my mind. Because they look good. This one has a staple in it. I love this one. It's hard to see the staple. Y'all see it now? So this one had a staple in it. I like it too. It came out two-toned. See the staple on the back. Now you can see where I stamped it out on this one too. And then this was the one I just did with the writing. And see, I actually used the marker first and then did the holes. That was a good technique, because then it looks like it has like, what you call those things that you put over the holes? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then this one I did all writing on it, so there's nothing on that side. And then we got these that kind of like our flower sequence. They're still drying, so that white part in the middle will disappear. And then I still have to go around this with the vintage photo. Get out the way. There's another one with the enamel dot. Enamel dots are easy to make. I didn't make these, but I do have some that I made. Hole reinforcements. Thank you, Boo Boo Kitty. Y'all know I be forgetting stuff. And then this has a button. And it looks like it's sewed all the way through, but it's not. Because I just put the thread in the button and then glued it on. And then this one is just a little red dot on top of the book page. Kind of cute. This one has a map page. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet. So some of them you could just leave kind of plain, and then when you get ready to do your project, you can make up your mind as to what you would like to do with your buttons. And again, I've never made buttons before, so these are a little wonky. But y'all know me, I'm the queen of wonky, and I like my wonky stuff a lot. It makes me happy. And then this one, just 2 holes in that one. And then this one, no holes in this one yet. And then I still have lots to work with. So that is that for today. So let's see how many buttons do we have before I shove off. So let's see. Get my light back. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Y'all, it always works out like that. I did not count those. I got a project 20 done today. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. I like these too. Thanks, Brenda. All right, you all. So with that, I think I'm going to be making more buttons and figuring out what to do with them. And oh yeah, remember, keep your scraps because these are getting ready to go into my book. So with that, I am going to say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.